Hi, welcome to the Olympiad geometry. Let's continue our study of 9-point circle. Here is a problem. H is centroid of triangle ABC. L is midpoint of BC. P is midpoint of AH. G is a point on AB that GL is perpendicular with PL. Line GL intersects line AC on R. Shows that G, B, R, C are cyclic. So the first thing that we can learn from this figure is that we want to find the relationship between P, L. Right, that's actually the core of this problem because G comes from the perpendicular line of the PL and R from the intersection of GL and AC. So we need to study P and L first. We already know that P, E, D, L are on the 9-point circle based on the previous video of the 9-point circle theorem. So let's just draw a circle represent for the circumcircle of triangle ABC. And we find the center O. We draw the triangle ABC here. Remember that we want to find the relationship between P and L first, and then we can learn more about this figure, how we prove GB, RC are cyclic, right? So to find the P, we need to find the H first. So here is H, and this would be P. This would be L. Right, that's a figure we already got. So let's mark here as D, this here as E. We know that V is on OH, right? And angle PD, V is on OH, PDL are on 9-point circle, right? That's all we are known from previous video. P is the center of AH, D is a feet, D is a foot of altitude, and L is a midpoint of BC, so they are all on the 9-point circle. And we know that angle PDL equals to 90 degrees, which means PL is a diameter. Right, so if we have this OH connect together, intersect PL on a point, we know this point must be the center of the 9-point circle. Right, because if we assume that we can assume that there is another point on the OH that's actually the midpoint, then this midpoint has to this midpoint has to be on the PL as well, right? Because PL is a diameter. That's why the intersection point would be the center of the 9-point circle. So this is V. And based on this, we know that Vp equals to Vl and Vo equals to Vh, which means OPHL is a parallelogram, right? So we got that pH equals to OL. And we know that P is a midpoint of AH. So pH equals to AP equals to OL. Because AP is in parallel with OL and AP equals to OL, so we know that APLO is a parallelogram as well. Right. And now we can just connect AO. We know AO is in parallel with PL because AOLP is a parallelogram. So AO is in parallel with PL and AO equals to PL. So we look at the problem. Problem is saying that G is a point on AB such that GL is perpendicular with PL. So we can connect, we can just find this point G, right? This is R, this is G. Right, GL is perpendicular with PL. What we can learn from here is that if we want to prove GBRC is a cyclic, GBRC is cyclic, right? It's a cyclic quadrilateral. Then we have to prove, or we can prove from that angle BGR equals to angle BCR. And because angle AGL is 180 degree minus angle BGL, and angle ACB is 180 degree minus angle BCR, right? So if we can prove angle AGL equals to angle ACB, then we prove that GBRC are cyclic. So for this angle, it forms by the line AB and GL, right? And we already know that GL is perpendicular with PL. So we do this. We find the midpoint of AB first. Let's call it F. Right? We call it F. So we know this is perpendicular. And then we do a parallel line from O. We do a parallel line that in parallel with GL and through O. So let's call this point as M. Right? So OM is in parallel with GL. OM in parallel with GL. Then we know that angle AGL equals to angle FMO. Right? Angle AGL equals to angle FMO. And because notice that AO is in parallel with PL, MO is in parallel with GL, and because angle PLG is 90 degrees, that means angle AOM is 90 degrees, right? Angle AOM equals to 90 degrees. So we know that triangle AOM is a right triangle and OF is altitude on AM, right? That means angle AMO or FMO equals to angle AOC. FMO equals to angle AOC. Sorry, AOF. Right, angle AFMO equals to angle AOF. And angle AOF is half of the angle AOB. So it's also equals to angle ACB. And what is angle AGL, right? So AGL equals to FMO equals to AOF equals to ACB. We just proved that angle AGL equals to angle ACB, which means angle BGL or BGR equals to angle BCR, right? So G, B, R, C are cyclic. Right, so this problem is actually come from so the solution comes from a very interesting thought. The thought is that in a geometry problem, once we feel it's difficult to resolve, we can first find the point that we can remove, right? So let me explain a little bit. So for example, in this problem, we find the R, we get the R in the last step, right? Because we find the G and the GL intersect AC on R. So we find the R in the last step. So we remove it first. Then we have the line, the point of GLP, right? And we can remove G as well. Then we only have PL. We try to find anything we can find on PL. And then we move on to add G back to figure out any angle relation or edge relations that we can find with adding back the points. This is actually a thought that can be used in computer to solve the geometry problem. It's a very famous idea. Okay, I hope you like this video. See you in next one. Thank you.